Yes, when asked how he would slash the federal spending and get us out of our enormous national debt, apparently the first thing that came to Mitt's mind was,
I'm going to stop the subsidy to PBS.
yes, that's right, folks. You heard correctly. Should Mitt Romney end up our next president of the United States, then it won't be long until we're all saying,
bye-bye, Sesame Street.
Now, it's no secret that Mitt Romney says a lot of things, a lot of stupid things, but most importantly, anything to get him out of or in good with whoever he may be talking to. He is as he said, a businessman at heart. He will say and do anything to make the deal, to appease whoever he's talking to, and get out of there. So I think, personally, this was a perfect example of that. Had Jim Lehrer of the PBS NewsHour not been moderating this debate, I can't imagine in a million years that the first thing to come to Mitt Romney's mind in that moment would have been PBS. But alas, it was. And not only did he mention PBS, but he mentioned someone in particular.
Because I like PBS. I love Big Bird. I love Big Bird. I love Big Bird.
Big Bird? Hey, that's me!
Yes, upon first hearing that he was loved, the sweet and innocent Big Bird couldn't help but feel happy and excited, as anyone would. However, once the truth and what Mitt Romney was really saying came to light, well, it had a very different effect on our sweet friend Big Bird and the entire community of Sesame Street. Now, you see, friends, while Mitt's comment on PBS, and Big Bird in particular, has indeed been covered wildly in the media and tweeted about and speculated on by pretty much anyone with a pulse, we here at R2 feel that the effect it has had on Big Bird and on his friends is perhaps the one area that has not been considered, and we considered it. Tonight, I will give you an inside look on what life has been like on Sesame Street since that first presidential debate, and how they feel about things looking forward. Upon learning that Mitt Romney wanted to cut funding to PBS and essentially throw Big Bird and all of our other friends out on the street like yesterday's garbage, well, even Big Bird himself couldn't believe it.
Why, I'm Big Bird!
Feeling hurt and confused as to why anyone would want to do such a thing when Big Bird himself hadn't done anything wrong, at least not that he knew of, well, his hurt feelings and sadness eventually turned into paranoia and somewhat erratic behavior.
What'll I do? Oh, hide, where?
After over 40 years of living comfortably and happily on Sesame Street, Big Bird suddenly felt afraid to even be alone. He never knew if around the corner there'd be a rich billionaire in a suit waiting to take him away and throw him out. It got to the point where friends had to stay by his side virtually at all times.
Don't worry, Bird.
Snuffy, please don't leave me.
Despite their best efforts, there really was ultimately nothing his friends on Sesame Street could do to make Big Bird feel at ease. Before long, Big Bird felt he simply could trust no one, and that even Sesame Street was no longer safe for him. He felt strongly that he needed to go into hiding, and in his mind, Big Bird thought the only way to do that was to run away from Sesame Street alone in the darkness of night.
This news just in concerning a 6-year-old runaway. The runaway is an 8-foot yellow bird who answers to the name Big Bird.
Did you say Big Bird?
That's right, Big Bird.
Oh, what?
He left his nest in a place called Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street. Sorry.
Oh.
Naturally, this only caused more panic and distress amongst the citizens of Sesame Street, already worried that they soon may all be out of a job. Now, one of their most dear and beloved friends, a perpetual 6-year-old no less, Big Bird was out on the street with no one looking after him. Not only that, but Mitt Romney and his other suits were apparently out to get him. When asked how he felt about the whole situation, here's what Telemonster had to say.
I'm so worried about Big Bird, but he's out there all alone and Mitt could get him.
Indeed, Mitt could get him. But just as they always do when faced with adversity, the people of Sesame Street came together and decided to take action. Screw calling the police, they were going to rally the troops and go find Big Bird themselves.
1, 2, 3 cars going to find Big Bird.
We're coming, Big Bird.
We're coming, Big. Hold it. Are you sure you know how to fly a plane?
Trust me, Bird.
Well, all right, I don't know about this. Birdie! I am coming!
Indeed, while their goal was the same, to find Big Bird, everyone from Sesame Street, being as unique as they are, went about looking for him in their own personal way. Naturally, this was a bit of a challenge and caused some tension at times.
Big Bird! Big Bird, I found you! Big Bird! Big... This is not Big Bird. You are imposters! Grover? Super Grover, please. When's lunch? Ha 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 ha.
But as you can clearly see, the folks did all they could to stay positive and keep a sense of humor.
Oh, we're gonna find him, all right, Bert.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember what color he is?
What?
He's yellow.
Honey.
It took a solid few days of long, hard work and sometimes feelings of hopelessness, but eventually, I'm so happy to report, the people of Sesame Street did find Big Bird. Starving, beaten, and asleep in a hayfield, they picked him up, cleaned him up, and took him home to Sesame Street, where everyone was eagerly awaiting his arrival.
Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm so happy to be back. Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody, Big Bird's back.
Big Bird's home! Big Bird's home!
What a relief it was, folks. I was worried sick. Just as they always do in times of trouble and hardship, the people of Sesame Street tried to find a lesson to learn in all of this. And they did so, and frankly, it's a lesson I think we could all benefit from knowing, particularly in these polarizing times of ours.
Well, we're all happy here on Sesame Street. And we've got all kinds. We've got people and cows.
She's right about that.
And we've got...
Tell her what else,
We've got Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
We want you here, Big Bird.
And there's dogs. And birds.
That's me.
We've got monsters.
Where? Where monsters? You see monsters?
And kids. And there's honkers. Why, we've even got grouches.
Oh, keep us out of this.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're all happy?
Yes, definitely.
Wow, it really makes you think, doesn't it, folks? If cows, monsters, humans, kids, birds, even honkers can live together and love each other all in harmony, well, then you'd think these fat, bloated, cold-hearted redneck hicks could work together. Sometimes. Every now and then. Perhaps. No? Damn. I guess it's safe to say that Republicans never watched Sesame Street growing up. Am I right about that, folks? Anyway, through it all, one thing's for darn sure.
Big Sesame Street is your home.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Thank you.
No, Big Bird, thank you. As one of the millions of people who grew up watching and learning from you and all the others on Sesame Street over the years, I can tell you this. We will do all we can to make sure Mitt and the other bastards don't mess with your funding. You're going to be just fine.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
So there you have it, folks. While certainly thrown into chaos for a bit, Sesame Street has come together, hailed the overwhelming love and support from viewers, and is confident now that they're going to be all right. It's a good thing that Mitt Romney loves Big Bird and all of his friends, I presume, because they're going to be around for many, many more years to come. For our 2 cents, I'm John Lerner, and
Wait, don't leave yet.